Graham's performance, and Joe Wall, again, terrific in goal for us. I thought Harvard's got as good a power play as we've seen, in a long, long time. They're at 34, 37%. That's unheard of at any level, but certainly at the college level. And you could tell how well they move the puck and how well coached they are there. So we were fortunate we got through four PK kills. But it's good to go on to the next game. I feel very excited by that.
Questions at this time for Graham. We'll pass the mic. If you could please introduce yourself when you ask a question, we'd appreciate it. Questions for Graham? Right here in the front, Chris.
And Chris Lynch of Inside Hockey. Graham, could you just talk about the opportunity now to move on and play for the first Beanpot in a couple of years now for BC, and your first opportunity in the Beanpot championship game now?
Yeah, it's very exciting. Obviously, the past 2 years it didn't go the way that we wanted it to, but this year's different. Everyone in the locker room really trusts each other, and we're going to really prepare for this thing, and we know if we stick to our systems, we're going to get the job done here, so very excited.
More questions for Graham?
Nathan Fournier, USCHO. Graham, both goals came from freshmen. As a group, did you guys feel like you need extra pressure on yourself trying to make an impact here, in your first Beanpot game?
Not necessarily. Like I said before, everyone trusts each other. Our freshmen, we really rely on those guys, and it was huge that they came up strong tonight. But yeah, like I said, we all trust each other, and we think we're going to get this thing done. So.
Any other additional questions for Graham before we let him get back to the locker room?
Maybe you'll share us a secret how the Vegas Golden Knights have such a great expansion team there.
Thank you, Graham. You can head back to the locker room.
Appreciate
it. Questions at this time for Coach York?
Hi, Coach. It's Chris King with New York Islanders Radio. You mentioned Oliver Wahlstrom. I just wanted you could tell me what you've seen of him of late, obviously putting together all these multi-point games and another big effort tonight.
We started slow with us, which is expected. Sometimes a high draft pick, 18 years old, comes in to a new program for him. I've seen it over the years, and it just takes a while to adjust. Everybody's, hey, score 3 goals the first night, Their expectations are off the roof. But in reality, it's a young kid, a very good player, playing against much older players. So it took him a little while to adjust to it. I think the World Juniors gave him the confidence. He went to a huge tournament with his own age group, so he's not 18 playing as a 23-year-old. And I think he came back full of confidence, and he's going to have a huge impact on the success in front of us as we look at the rest of our season.
More questions for Coach?
Cynthia Thaler of the Harvard Crimson. Coach, what sort of game plan did you have for trying to shut down Harvard's power play, and what do you think worked from that game plan tonight?
Told Joe Wall to make a lot of saves. Basically your goalie has to be your best PK, especially against that power play. But we try to key on Fox. He's as good a offensive defenseman as we've seen in our league for a long, long time. And he distributes the puck so well. A clear Hobie Baker candidate. So we try to key a little bit off on him, but he's hard to because he distributes pucks very, very well. And we got lucky. We got some bounces there, too. So the last thing I wanted at the end of the game, protecting a 1-goal lead, was a late penalty. And sure enough, we got it then. But we were able to hold on there a little bit.
More questions for Coach?
Nathan Fournier, USCHO. How does it feel to get the 25-game losing streak out of the way?
I thought it was 45. Just 25, is that all it was? We've had some great runs, outside our conference. So I've been on both ends of it. We've had Beanpot runs 6 straight Beanpot trophies, and all of a sudden we're 0 for 4 the last 2 years. So. You get different perspectives, but each game's a game in itself, and we don't try any harder against Arizona State than we would against Northeastern University, for example.